We are the women of Serve to Perform.
We, as women, are very powerful when we are together.
We are the women of Serve to Perform.
As women, we can do anything. It is the same thing that I teach my daughter.
We are the women of Serve to Perform.
I think women's empowerment is the freedom to just be yourself. We are the women of Serve to Perform.
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 Welcome back to the Serve to Perform podcast, and welcome back to another women's empowerment episode. Today we're joined with Miss Yenni. Yenni, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Delaney. It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So we're going to talk to Yenni a little bit about who she is, let her introduce herself, and then we're going to talk about what women's empowerment means to her specifically. So Yenni, tell us about you. Tell us about how you got hooked up with Serve to Perform, and we'll go from there.
Excellent, Delaney. Well, I'm Yenni Garcia, and I've been with Serve to Perform 6 months now. And the way I got in, it was because of Carol Morales, that is also a coach in Serve to Perform. And when I was talking to her and what Serve to Perform was doing out there, I wanted to be part of it. I realized that it gives another opportunity for women and for everyone out there to be better, to serve, as the name says, to serve, to perform. Yeah. So how can I be of service so I can empower others to be better? Yeah. So that has been my journey, and I'm an executive coach and now also a diversity and inclusion coach.
Awesome. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you, who you are specifically, and because you're not in Arkansas. So let's tell people where you are and why you're there and all of that.
Okay. So I'm in Minnesota. I moved here because of my husband. And to be honest with you, I would like to bring my whole story to you so you can understand a little bit better the reasons I am here, and that will tell you more about who I am. Yeah. Would you like to learn more about it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I know we're talking about empowerment, and I think my story will relate to many women out there. Yeah. So my story has been the role of a trailing spouse. Yeah. I have been following my husband's new opportunities and moving to different cities. Yeah. I have been moved 7 times.
Wow.
And just a short period overseas in a lapse of 20 years. Wow. It has been a great growth. It has been a great experience. However, to build up a career is very challenging. Yeah. It's very, very hard. Yeah. So I'm originally from Mexico. And when I got here, I didn't have authorization to work. Yeah. So by not having that option, I decided I was studying my master's degree in Mexico and I couldn't complete it. I decided what a great time for me to complete my master's degree and wait for the papers. Yeah. So I did that. I completed. My papers arrived. And as a young woman, I wanted to conquer the world.
Yeah.
I was ready. So I started applying to all these positions, Delaney. I was super excited. What happened next? I didn't get any offer.
Yeah.
I didn't get any opportunity. I didn't stop there. I was like, I want to know why. What was that situation? So one was I was overqualified or I did not have the experience.
Okay.
So it took a hit on me because here I am in a new country, new culture, new language, new everything. So I at that time, I put myself with two choices. One, make a solution or find a solution, or 2, embrace the life of a trailing spouse and put on hold your career. So I went with the solution. I decided I was going to create myself opportunities. I decided that I was going to build up and find anything I can do, seeing the big picture. I changed the way I was thinking. And instead of thinking it short term, I decided to think long term. What is my big picture? So with that said, and knowing that every 6 months I have to move, many doors were closed, Delaney, many doors, but others open. And I got into the teaching position. I was able to be a pre-K teacher, kindergarten teacher, tutoring, Spanish teacher. And as I was doing it, I was like, okay, I'm learning English, I'm socializing, I'm networking, and I'm learning how is business in America.
Yeah.
So I did that for a couple of years. And as I was doing it, every city I moved, I stumbled with the same situation. So when we were stable, like for a year, I was able to get to bigger companies, but still in entry positions. Why? I was overqualified or I did not get experience on it.
Yeah.
So finally, Delaney, the opportunity came to move to Arkansas.
Okay.
We say, this is it. We're going to be stable here. We're going to grow here. So I was so excited. And to be honest with you, I had the blessing to be a mother. So I am like, okay, now I'm going to be a training spouse with kids.
Yeah.
So it changed the whole scenario. And as I was going into processing all that, I decided, okay, I'm going to give time to be a mother. Motherhood will be my motivator. Motherhood will allow me to understand better how women can work all these struggles that we go through.
Yeah.
And as I was listening to other women, I realized there were tears, there were anger, there were happiness, there was a crying for help. I decided to create a group of international women, where the main purpose was to support each other, to empower each other, to make sure that if you have a business, we support you. That if there was an opportunity, you bring others with you. So I did that, and I learned from women that we're able to balance the work with motherhood.
Yeah.
And as I tell you, believing that it's going to be stable, and that's where I was going to be founded to do my life, and the kids have grown a little bit, I decided to go back to corporate. Once again, I wanted to work for Walmart. So I got into Walmart headquarters, but once again, I did not get the positions I wanted. Yeah. I had to start again from the bottom.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I was bumping into this until a lady showed up and said to me, why don't you choose another route? And I say to her, what is another route? Yeah. Why don't you start as a contract and do a small pieces here and there, and I start learning and getting into the place. Yeah. So after all this time, no one has ever said that there was another route. So I got that special lady, if you said, in my way. So I did that. I started as a contract associate, and after a couple of months, I got promoted into management. Wow. And this is not an easy task because it's a hard jump. Yeah. And I was so excited because I was building up, I was sharing everything I know, and I was bringing all my value into it. I didn't want to leave anything out. Yeah. And as I was going on, I got promoted again. So I thought to myself, this is it. Yeah. I'm going to be building my career here. I love what I do because where I was, Delaney, I was in the educational space. Yeah. So I was able to support associates in their educational goals, career development, realizing that I'm not only impacting their career, but I'm impacting their life. Yeah. So after that, I say to myself, that's what I want to be. That is my purpose. I'm going to help and support others to grow, to empower. So by having that mindset, I continued going, and in an instant, once again, I become a trailing spouse. And that's how we got into Minnesota.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the ways of working of remote were not available. So I couldn't keep up with my career. After that, Delaney, I say, you know what? I have to stop. This has to stop. And I decided to take some time for myself. And as I was going out to dinner with friends, with other female, the women were telling me and asking me, why don't you give us advice in career, in development? Why don't you share with us what we can do? We are very proud of you. We believe in you. And as I was hearing that over and over, I realized I was an example for them, that I needed to do something.
Yeah.
So that's when I became a career coach, a career professional coach. And one of the groups I help are trailing spouses. Those trailing spouses are those mothers that have dedicated their life for their children that want to go back, and that they have the right. It is a right that we all have to have that. What I tell everyone is we need to keep sending messages to recruiters, to hiring managers, to see beyond that gap. You see, when you see my resume and you see all the jumps, you might think she's very inconsistent. She will not be able to stay, but until you understand the story, then is when you understand the whole picture.
Yeah. So,
and as a trailing spouse, Delaney, we have a lot of skills. You know, one of them is adaptability. It's failing and recovering. We have to recover fast and move on.
Yeah.
So there are skills that are transferable to the workplace.
For sure.
But they are overseen. Yeah. You know, and that's what I believe. As more women are in leadership positions, that they are opening that path because they know the struggles as a woman we go through.
Yeah.
So I hope, you know, as we move on, we are not there. There's still a lot of work to do. But as women start growing and building careers and balancing, to bring others with them, to empower them. And just as a recommendation here, never stop learning. Never. Hard work does pay off.
Yeah.
It takes patience. It takes patience and dedication. And most importantly, you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe all the value you have. And don't let anyone tell you what you can or you cannot.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Thank you, Delaney. And I just want to share two quotes that I like.
Please do.
One is from Still Louder. She said, I didn't get there by wishing for it or hoping for it. I got there by working for it.
Yeah.
And my second quote that I like is Serena Williams, when she said, every woman should be an inspiration to another. We are stronger when we cheer each other on.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do as women. Yeah. We have to support us. We have to be happy for the other one. And we have to continue cheering because that's the only way we're going to change.
Yeah. Yenni, you are amazing. I literally asked you no questions and you answered all the questions I was going to ask you. So that's good. But one thing I will say, you are so passionate about what you do, and it just is it's so obvious. It's contagious when we're in our meetings and I see you and you're just like, we need to do this, this, and this. And we're like, yes, we do. And it is you using your voice, right? And you knowing that your voice is confident, and you knowing that what you bring to the table is so unique and diverse compared to what our team has is so awesome. And it adds a whole different perspective to an even more diverse team, right? And that's what a lot of women nowadays specifically, I think, are starting to find that voice, starting to find their own voice and use their own voice. But it's crucial for women in young, old, all shapes and sizes, all ethnicities to know that they are empowered and that their voice does mean something. And whether they believe it or not, their voice does mean something because, you know, your voice means something to your children, but your voice means something to me and our team. And your voice means something to our clients. And that is what is so important. And knowing that, okay, we'll fail and that's okay. We'll fall down, but it's how you get back up. It's not you laying on the ground and feeling so sorry for yourself, but it's how you figure it out and are able to kind of rally and make things happen. And that's exactly what you've done. That's exactly what you've done is you've made things happen for yourself, for your kids, for your clients, and you've literally found a way to make your passions exude. And they do. They 1000% do. So thank you so much for sharing all of that, for sharing your story and being so vulnerable and honest, because that's also important for women to know, is that their story is unique and their story is them and their story is empowering. And it's okay to be different than other people. It's okay to not go, you know, the conventional route, but it's important to know that you are empowered, that you are supported, and that people are proud of you specifically too. Do you have anything that you want to add or throw in or let people know or have advice for other women when it comes to maybe if they're in the same situation as you?
Thank you, Delaney. Thank you for all your words. They are very kind and very real. I agree with you. I just want to make sure for every woman that is in my situation to understand that we have to see a bigger picture. Don't close yourself. You know, every situation, I always said to myself, is temporary. Yeah. It's not a state that you're going to be there forever. Yeah. So as long as you keep that on side, you know, this is my situation. What can I do to make it the best I can? This is what I have to live, you know? Yeah. But you have the power of how you react to it. Yeah. And you have the power to make and create those opportunities. Even if the odds are not in your favor, you will fail. And I love to fail, Delaney. I love it. Because when I go up stronger. I go up with a different view of things, with a different perspective. Yeah. And right now, our children need, especially those young girls, they need to know that women, as you say, have a voice. Yeah. They have that right, and they are being seated at the table. Now, they need to participate more. Now, their voice needs to be even heard more. So definitely keep empowering, keep, as I say, learning. I love learning, Delaney, and I think one can never stop learning. Yeah. And you learn every day just by letting yourself open and listen.
Yenni, you are amazing. Thank you for your time. Thank you for giving us insight on who you are, how you have become who you are today, and how you are going to continue to impact and empower women that are constantly around you. And even if they're not around you, you still find a way to do it. And that is what is so amazing about you. So Yenni, thank you for your time. We appreciate all of your insight. And hopefully we'll be able to get you on more podcasts than just this one.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Bye.
Absolutely. And I'm naturally curious, and I love to learn, and I just love to learn. Yeah. And so it makes a lot of sense as I look back over my career. I've taken on all kinds of projects that people thought I could not do or would not do. So for example, I've been the director of engineering, and I have a liberal arts degree.